Good evening, collective. I hope you are doing well on this Sunday. It's November 12th. We made it through the 1111 portal. Here we are, still together. So, Spirit, what is it that the collective needs to know about the energies that are here affecting the collective consciousness? And what I mean by this are those people or beings who use words to speak um, brokenness over our lives, or lack over our lives, or anything vile, as a descriptor about our person or character. Those people who slander us to their friends and build up this energetic um, bullet, and they can shoot it, our way, either intentionally or unintentionally affecting us, because we are electric and magnetic beings, and we are also senders and transmitters of information. And when we wrap it up in emotion, when we wrap a thought in emotion, it's electric, wrapped in this magnetic field of emotion, and it just intensifies. And the more feeling you wrap this thought in, like the more intense the emotion, of course, the more powerful this thought is going to be. And people actually practice these things. They will practice, they will actually have a thought and then wrap it in emotion and then send the energy out with an intention behind it. They do it intentionally, willfully. The majority of people that we know, though, in this world of sleepers don't really do it purposefully. They are emotional beings, and they have these thoughts that flow through their head, which all of them aren't necessarily their thoughts, because we are transmitter receivers. We pick up on the thought forms already within our collective fields. So anyway, getting back to the read, what I'd like to know, Spirit, is what is it that the collective needs to know about those who are speaking, using the language to speak words of slander over our lives, or, perhaps a violent intention over our lives, out of anger or whatever. So, anyway, let's get to it, shall we? So we've got the moon. We've got the moon. So there is an illusion. People perhaps weaving an illusion. And this is about mystery. It's about dreams in the subconscious and premonitions and such. Intuition. So just like what I was just saying, those thought forms that we pick up on that run through our minds, we know that we were happy just 5 minutes ago, and all of a sudden we're angry and upset. So with this particular thought, so we know that we're transmitter receivers. We know that we are electric magnetic beings, and we know that there are people who intentionally and unintentionally send out thought forms wrapped up in this energy, which can instill fear and anxiety. And it works through the subconscious. It works through dreams, spinning these illusions. The challenge is Ten of Swords in the upright. Challenge is there's some painful endings coming up. You know, this is a betrayal. When people speak these things over our lives, you know, it causes deep wounds. You know, it can throw us into a crisis, this betrayal. Yeah. So the illusion, these spellcasters, yeah. So I call them that, you know, and relatives do that, you know. Often the relatives are the worst because they feel that they know us best, but they don't know us at all. They only know a certain number of years of us, really, and the rest is all theory based on perception. It's most likely an error. So anyhow, there's painful endings coming up. In the subconscious, we've got justice reversed. So in the subconscious, somebody doesn't want to take accountability. They're dishonest. They could be receiving punishment because they're guilty for it's a big mind, you know, that mind uh, you know, mind manipulation. So head games. In the recent past, we've got Page of Cups reversed. So in the recent past, there's disappointment and insecurity, creative blocks. That could have been caused by these thought implants that are coming through the dreams, these illusions, or it could be these insecurities by how, you know, how people treat you, even in your own home or in your environment. Like if somebody's constantly saying you're, you know, devaluing you in some way, even cruelly, it could bring around a lot of emotional insecurity. Intentions and expectations. Oh, just throwing the cards everywhere. So we've got the Six of Pentacles reversed. So this is the intention here is a one-sided charity, power and domination. Somebody wants to dominate your life. They want power and domination over you, and the way they do that is by speaking foul words and false accusations, accusing you of being something you're not, or stating it like it's a fact, saying you are this or you are that, when it's not the truth. But they feel like the more they repeat it, like the more real it becomes to them. And they're hoping, their intention is that the more real it will become to you also. That's why they do it. They want to dominate your mind. They want to control the way you think about yourself. They have to make you insecure. And they do that by bringing disappointment. And they bring disappointment by planting seeds within the dream state or within the psychic state, or in the physical when they're in front of you and they are belittling you, or perhaps causing you to fear them or to fear something else or someone else. There's this betrayal. In the near future, we have Judgment in the upright, and we have the Ace of Wands in the upright. So, Judgment is about balancing the polarities. It's about a rebirth. It's about a new phase, a reckoning, an awakening. Some will receive a reckoning and some will receive forgiveness, I guess, dependent upon whatever it is that they did. And there's a rebirth and a new phase. And within this rebirth and new phase, where mercy is shown, there is a new project and an inspiration, an urge to create. Lots of potential beginnings and new opportunities and growth. Power. Alpha. Dominance. So these ones want power and domination. They see that dominance is here in the future. They want it. But they're doing it in the dark by trying to twist the emotional body and the mental body of people. And, even if they're verbally and other methods causing fear and anxiety, there's a painful ending. It's going to end. Deep wounds, betrayal. And this doesn't necessarily mean physical wounds. This is deep wounds are psychological in my perception. Deep wounds are psychological. These betrayals. Mm. the lens they're looking through. We got the Emperor in the upright, a respected leader who is stable, and he's all about rules and power and reliability. He offers protection and discipline, very much in control. He's the Emperor. In the environment, whoa. In the environment, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the upright. So there is a lot of passion and high standards. There's an apprenticeship. Somebody's entering an apprenticeship and they're developing skills, working on their mastery for something, manifestation skills in business. This is absolute decisions, passion, high standards. Whoever this is, they really enjoy their work. They're very skilled and working on gaining more skill. We have the Knight of Wands reversed and the hopes and fears, and that is a passion project. Somebody's got scattered energy and they're very frustrated, they're angry. And in the outcome, the Four of Cups reversed. So somebody has gained ascended in awareness and they're choosing happiness. Checking in for realignment. And we have the Four of Wands on the upright, on the outgoing energy, which is a celebration, harmony, marriage, a home, and a homecoming, a whole community gathering. That's this Judgment. And these potential beginnings, these new opportunities, this growth. The respected leader is bringing it about. Yep, there's people going to be getting busy, learning new things, learning new skills. The fear is, so hopes and fears, in the fears, so there's a fear that there would be anger and scattered energy and frustration. Well, let's pull another deck. Get some more cards. It's beautiful that there's a celebration here for sure. Somebody's choosing happiness. All right, so we got illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, premonitions, and it's all about the subconscious. So there is somebody casting illusions over the life of the collective. They could be astral traveling into your dream space. They could be planting energy onto you, which disrupts your fields, which causes fear and anxiety in your energy field, upsetting your emotional body, your mental body. It's a wealthy man. Wealthy man who's challenged by this painful ending. Wealthy man challenged by a painful ending. By betrayal and loss. By a crisis and a failure. Something collapsed. It could be that this wealthy man is no longer able to plant seeds into the field of consciousness. Into the field of consciousness of a mature woman regarding an upcoming marriage. He's no longer able to plant seeds of fear and anxiety into the subconscious of a mature woman or around a marriage, an upcoming marriage. He's challenged because there's painful endings and a loss. Whatever he's doing is failing. There is a lack of accountability, dishonesty, guilt, possible punishment, justice in the reverse. Oh, an ending. Painful ending, double ending, punishment. In the recent past, there's insecurity and disappointment, an emotional immaturity. Regarding these lovers coming together. Regarding these lovers coming together. Regarding this marriage, this mature woman and her marriage. So their intention and expectation was to gain power and domination over this mature woman. Yeah, that's what this karmic woman was expecting. She was expecting that this wealthy man would gain power and domination over this mature woman, and that he would be able to disrupt this marriage. But he's not able to. He's challenged by it. He's challenged because he's experiencing painful endings. He perhaps was betrayed by somebody, which caused him to experience a defeat. He's challenged because this mature woman is coming into a marriage. Yeah, there's this other woman here who is expecting him to gain power and domination over her. In the near future, we have judgment, rebirth, a new phase, a reckoning. The Alpha arrives. The Emperor arrives. And he is Alpha, bringing judgment to this situation. Justice and judgment. Judgment and justice. These ones are in bad health in the near future. The Emperor is here. Father figure. He's about rules and power. He's an authority figure. Person of high honor. Bringing about change. According to the works of the people. In the near future. Emperor is a person of high honor who's bringing change. He's judgment and justice. According to the works of the people. According to their works, that you shall know them. So in the environment, we've got somebody working hard. They've got very high standards in the courthouse. In the courthouse. There's some stuff going on. There's some anger and scattered energy and frustration. Knight of Wands reversed. This could be spiritual court, y'all. So just be aware of that, okay? So yeah, anger, scattered energy, frustration. They're an immature masculine. They're not a mature masculine. Also, please know that we all have masculine and feminine qualities within us. I use genders simply because this is what's on the cards, okay? Just to make telling the story simple. Please take the messages that resonate with you. In the outcome, we've got somebody choosing happiness. They've accepted what's happening here, and they're withdrawing, they're retreating. They're checking in for realignment. They're a false person. These false persons are checking in for realignment. They want happiness. They want to be accepted. They've got a sudden awareness, all right. Of course they're choosing happiness. That's all they've ever chosen. They've chosen happiness for themselves and painful endings and stuff for other people. Whether it be making themselves feel higher and mightier than somebody else. You know, causing somebody to, you know, feel lesser than. Anyhow, they're choosing happiness. Of course they're choosing happiness. They're withdrawing, though. They're checking in for realignment. They've gained a sudden awareness. Ooh, they're under adjudication. They're under adjudication and they're facing poverty. This false person is under adjudication and they're facing poverty. And in the outgoing energy, we have that celebration, that marriage, that homecoming, and the pathway is open. Look at that door. Pathway is clear. It's open. These false people are under adjudication. They're in the court. They're either in spiritual court getting told what their next cycle is going to be like? Poverty? So we got a wealthy man who's been casting illusions, dropping, verbal word spells over somebody, over this mature woman, trying to mess up her marriage. Like, he could be saying that she's worthless, that she's old, that she's fat, that she's ugly, that she's this, that she's that, trying to break up this marriage, trying to make her feel unworthy, trying to make her feel as though she's not worthy. This wealthy man, this illusion caster, this person who dwells in the energy of fear and anxiety, and he exudes it and he puts it on people, and he manipulates their subconscious through their dreams to cast illusions, to cause inner anxiety within the central nervous system, and to upset the emotional and mental body. And he is challenged because he's experiencing painful endings here. Um, yeah. He's unable to gain the vitality. He loses it. He loses out on the creativity that's coming forth with this union. He's not able to disrupt it. his spell casting isn't working. Oh, he's challenged because he's bound by his commitments. And he's experiencing these painful endings, deep wounds, and loss, and defeat. And he's bound by contracts. He did things. He made deals with devils, probably. Or he bound himself some way to something because he was daydreaming about robbing this mature woman of her contract. So he bound himself to lower vibrational entities trying to rob this divine contract, this marriage, from this mature woman. And there is justice here in the reverse. So he's guilty. He's got a lack of accountability. He's very dishonest. He's going to be receiving punishment, and there's going to be an ending to, or there is an ending to what it is that he's doing or has been doing. There could also be, I don't know, it's a punishment, so it could be a physical death. I mean, it could, like a death penalty, I don't know, for what he did against the family. For what he did against this mature woman and her upcoming marriage, for what he did against this union that's coming up. He could have wanted to cause painful endings here. I have no doubt about it. So there's a lot of emotional immaturity and insecurity and disappointment around the fact that this marriage is happening. The lovers are coming together, or the lovers may have recently come together because this is the recent past. So it could be that, you haven't met this person in the 3D yet. It could be that you've met them in spirit because there's it's wedding season in the spirit. So everybody's partnering up in the spirit, and in the new cycle is when everybody will, bump into each other and then get their 3D relationship going. So anyway, what it appears to be is that this mature woman, um, who has bumped into her lover that she will wind up marrying here in the recent past. And there's a lot of emotional immaturity and insecurity and disappointment about this with these ones who have been coming against her. Yeah, there's a schedule. There's a schedule. So there was a time. There was a time limit. These ones had a specific amount of time that they could do whatever it is that they wanted to do, and they did it, and they got very good at it. And now it's time for living and learning. These lovers are coming together, and they're going to learn together, train together, develop things together. So these ones were expecting to get a one-sided charity, with strings attached. And they were expecting to have power and domination over this new cycle. There's a karmic false person feminine here. She's looking at it and all these pentacles, and she's like, yeah, I'm expecting those to come on my way. And there's some conflict here now. A dispute. And they could be suffering some form of loss. Or that's what they were expecting to bring to these lovers, but in the near futures, they're in bad health. Judgment's being called. A reckoning is being cast. There's a redemption and a reckoning happening right now. And some people are in bad health, and some people are going to be rising into positions of power with lots of potentials and new opportunities. They're creators who are inspired, not necessarily to dominate others or to, mess with people's consciousness or relationships, but to actually create something that's passionate, that's, beautiful. Right, right. In the near future, there's this ritual. So this ritual here, this ceremony, whatever this is, whatever this magic is, could be what puts somebody in bad health. Because of judgment being here, because there is a reckoning and a redemption happening. If this person tried to do magic to stop all of, yeah, it backfired. They're in bad health. They're definitely in conflict and suffering loss right now. The Emperor is here, and he's a person of high honor, affecting change. And according to the works of the people, by their works you shall know them. And so this judgment is happening on the distant horizons, which is like the near future judgment, near future, boom, boom, boom. Somebody's working hard with very high standards in the courthouse. This could be a spiritual courthouse. There's repetitive tasks, which means potentially that there are multiple cases or people involved. There's a stubbornness going on. Somebody's not like they're not talking, or they're arrogant. They're like they don't want to hear what these people have to say in the courthouse. They're being very stubborn. They don't want to cooperate. Somebody's angry with scattered energy and they're frustrated. They're not a mature man. So these three cards just came out in the reverse. So there's no collaboration. They're not able to work with their friends, or their friends aren't willing to work with them. They're not able to use their imagination, like they're not able to visualize or imagine, and they're not very lucky at this time. In the outcome, we have a false person who's facing poverty and they're under adjudication. They received a sudden awareness. They've retreated and they're checking in for realignment, but this false person is facing poverty. They're under adjudication. They fell into a trap. And now they want to apologize. Simply so they can curse you and cause you a misfortune. That's their goal. Their goal is to cause a misfortune to your reunion, your marriage, your reunion. And so for that, they're going to be facing confinement. And you're going to be having sweet dreams. And they're going to have an accident. And you got good news coming your way. You got a promise coming. And you're all calm. And these ones are furious because their strategy didn't work because you're too busy loving on yourself. Wealthy man, trying to tap into the vitality of this mature woman. wasn't able to do so. He wasn't able to instill fear and anxiety into her subconscious. He's challenged because he is experiencing defeat, and he's also bound in contract to lower vibrational entities, that because he was daydreaming about robbing her of her vitality and her ability to have this beautiful marriage and reunion. Got caught up in a whirlwind, taking it as far as he can. He just needs to walk away now. He's reaching, he's trying to connect, but love eludes him. She doesn't want him, and he can't have her. In his subconscious, he knows that this is over. He's receiving punishment for what he did to this family. He made things so hard. He made things so difficult for them. So it's a schedule. They had a certain amount of time to go ahead and do whatever they were doing, and they felt that they could continue, in the methods that they have been practicing. They didn't feel that it was going to stop or that it would end. They thought they could continue forcing this mature woman to just have, broken relationship after broken relationship. Everything that she ever wanted or loved would always fall apart, and she'd always be in a position of having to pick up pieces. They wanted her in another cycle like that. But instead, it looks like in the recent past, the lovers have come together, so she could have already met her future partner, her future, partner in the spirit. That could have already happened. So, yeah, they wanted power and domination over her vitality. They wanted to control her essence, basically, her vitality. There was a karmic woman, this false person, who was expecting this to happen. And instead there's a conflict and there's a loss. Things got real rocky for them. And it looks like they lost. They thought that this was just going to be another conquest for them, but it looks like perhaps they have a long way to go before they get what they want. But the journey will help them grow. So, yeah, in the near future, we've got somebody doing rituals and magic, and they're in bad health. Judgment has been called. There will be a reckoning and a redemption, and some obviously are going to be in bad health, and some are rising into rising in power with new opportunities and potential beginnings. And they're going to be having this incredible urge to create because they'll have this inspiration. Yeah, ruins. Everything that you don't need, everything that that doesn't serve your highest and greatest good, everything that isn't going to contribute something of value to your future is being removed. So be wary of that, and just make sure that you're not clinging to things, because there's a lot of clearing out happening, people, places, and things. So if you know that that's what's going on, then you can breathe into the flow of change and hopefully not, you know, get too rigid with your energy. You don't want any blockages. You need to flow right into this new phase. So we've got the Emperor here, who is a person of high honor, bringing change. You will know them by their works, according to their toil and labor on the distant horizons. Um, Change is going to be made, and there are folks who are grieving here. Things didn't work out the way they imagined that they would, and they're realizing their loss. They're grieving. Somebody is in the courthouse. They are working very diligently with high standards, very high standards. They're a master at their skill, and they do it repetitively. So these are absolute decisions that are being made in business, in the courthouse, regarding people who are very stubborn and arrogant and who refuse to be cooperative. It could be that they're going to be removed to a distant place, so far away physically and emotionally, so that they can't come in and affect the energy of the collective's nervous system, or household energy, or even neighborhood energy, or even that of, on a larger scale. There's some of these interferences are very big scale. So we've got scattered energy and anger and frustration from an immature man. He's no longer collaborating with people. He's not able to use his imagination to get him out of this situation. His luck has turned. His luck has turned. He's guilty. He's guilty of lying and cheating. And it's going to take a confrontation for him to come clean. So yeah, there's anger, there's scattered energy, there's frustration. There's going to be a confrontation here. His luck is flipped though. He's out of luck. So we've got a retreat, a withdrawal, somebody checking in for realignment. There's a sudden awareness here. This false person is under adjudication. They're facing poverty. They fell into a trap. And they're alone now. They feel like they're alone in this now. They feel like they're all by themselves. And they're tired. We're all tired. I'm going to leave it there, collective. I do hope this helps. On the micro and the macro, on the scenes, the visual scene, and the dreamscape, the astral realms, the spiritual realms. There's a lot going on and there's a lot of players, but it all is about these relationships, these of these coming cycles. You know, there's a lot of abundance here because all of you have really persevered through some serious challenges and some serious conflict. And you have succeeded in maintaining your heart open, your loving nature, and your willingness to forgive. It doesn't mean you're going to continue having relations with people, but you're willing to be heart open, willing to love, willing to see the better in people. And you're coming into these marriages and you've got a lot of abundance coming your way. You've earned it. This vitality, this support, this family. I hope this helps. I'll see you on the next one.